And we're back at Pan. That means a heel because it looks like a shape of the heel in the topography. News is there's a change of plan. Instead of having speeches first, they've brought the car out briefly. And of course, you need a bakkie to move it along. This, ladies and gents, is Bloodhound LSR. The car is, it's been assembled from shipping. And a little bit later, they're going to do a dry start where they blast air into the intake and turn it over and just check that everything works. So, in this part of the world where Toyota bakkies rule, never seen so many of them, and asking some of the farmers and people around here why Toyotas. And the message is straight, they never break. So they bought a Ford Ranger along to bring the fastest land vehicle out of the hangar. It's a very pretty thing, and it's smaller than I thought it was going to be. I really thought that this thing was going to be bigger, but essentially it's got a jet engine in it from a Euro Typhoon fighter, place for a rocket engine, and the rocket engine is going to be the bit that accelerates it to 1,600 and something kilometers an hour. 4 wheels, no tires, they're aluminium. They're designed to surf across the top of this part of the desert, and in this area here, this top surface is quite stiff and quite hard. Just over there, it's all powdery, and they've designed these wheels and tires to surf across the top of the surface. So there'll be very, very little area of the tire, the wheel, in contact with the ground. Less rolling resistance, more speed for the same power. So it's a combination of an aircraft and a car. It's got, we're going to have a look a little bit later and we'll show you suspensions, you know, pretty much like we know from an off-road bakkie or a Formula One car, in that it has coil springs, dampers, and all sorts of other things. Lots and lots of carbon fiber, titanium. The silver bit on the front, on the nose, is printed titanium. There goes the car. First time we've kind of the world has seen it moving. Got a turning circle of something like 200 meters. So you have to use an Austin Powers move to get it around. You can see the large tires, and it's kind of heavy, so it's digging in. Go at the back, that big black thing, that's where the air brakes are. The back, the exhaust of the jet engine is covered with its red cover, and underneath there is the hole where they'll put a rocket in it, and that rocket will blast it into going a whole lot faster. And there you have it. And fans, Bloodhound LSR, back from, well, the business was put, or the project was put into receivership, into administration just before Christmas. Everybody thought it was dead and buried. But like the phoenix, it rose and got rescued, and we're going to hear a little bit about that later on this afternoon, and we'll go through it. And Henk, I'm not sure if you can get this little bit over here where this thing has gone through the sand. We spoke earlier about how the sand was quite hard in areas, but it's pretty soft over here, and you can see, you know, really nice and soft. And these are the tire tracks that this thing has made in here. Of course, it's going a bit slower, and to try and move this level of sand all the way around, a truckload of energy, shed loads, in fact. So what they'll do is, as it goes faster, it ends up skiing on top of the surface. If you think of it, I suppose you can imagine that it is a kind of a, could it be a liquid Could it be a form of, if you said that the sand was able to move around, could you liken it to a liquid? Could you say that if this was a liquid, how do we get something to plane on top of it? How do we, almost like a hydrofoil? I don't know. We're going to talk to the design team a little bit later. But for now, we'll follow them. And quite funny with guys, a bucky pushing, pulling, and guys pushing. You can see this is the kind of the arc that it's got on full steering. Narrower, slightly narrower from its tracks. And the locals here will start tracking. It's going to be quite funny when they see these marks, because these things have never been made. Sand's nice and compacted here. Alright, so you've got a hole in the bottom. Yeah, we may as well just get up nice and close. Sorry?
You're not supposed to be on this side of the fence.
We'll go to the other side of the fence. To get out of here and go to the other side of the fence. Excuse me. So we will. Just love it when officials get official. Join us later on raceday.tv and we will show you some other stuff. Thanks. Bye.